Season 33, War 3. We are going up against PALO today. I am starting out on Path 8 in Section 1. I have this Silver Surfer and then a Heimdall following him. Both of these nodes are Rich Get Richer Fury, so whichever champion has more unique buffs are going to start building passive Furies. It's going to increase your attack. So my goal for Surfer is I want to use my special ones and I want to keep buffs away from him altogether. Because if he throws a special one when he has Power Cosmic, he's going to get some from there. If he throws a heavy when he has it, he's going to get some from there. And then he's going to get the Furies from the node. I don't want to push him to a special 2. It will be unblockable if he has 3 different types of buffs. So it's just going to be a bait special 1. Use my special 1 and get the node on our side. Now the fight after this, the Heimdall fight. He's going to get armor just from me hitting him. He has passive armors underneath his health bar. There's no way to avoid that armor triggering unstoppable armor without a slow. But I'm going to be taking that fight with Venom Pool. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to push him right under 100 passive armors. As he crosses over, it's going to convert into an actual armor buff. I'm going to make sure that I make that crossover while he's stunned. The reason for that is there's probably a 50-50 chance that he punishes me or he blocks. And that's what I'm going for. If he does punish me, I know I can use my special 1 to eat his armors and get regen buffs. So I'm expecting to take face shots in this fight, but I'm also expecting to be able to manage the health loss. Going in, it was working great. I get him down, I think probably 65-70%, and then I run into the UI bug that I've been hearing about, but I've never actually encountered against Heimdall, and it completely throws me for a loop. There's one point I'm hitting him and he's unstoppable, and I just kind of stop my combo after 4 hits, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I didn't know what to do, so I was trying to wait it out, and in the process of waiting it out, I get backed into a corner. I'm getting heavied. I got Jesus Take the Wheel playing in the background. I'm running calculus equations, trying to figure out what switched under his UI. I don't actually know if everything moves over one spot, so that like the armor is now the Furies, and the Furies are now the real armor, and the real armor is now the real Furies, and that's a precision, and that's a timer. I don't know what's what. So I'm trying to find an opening while I'm trapped in the corner. And I'm paying attention to that UI, trying to wait for that unstoppable to go away, because it just seems like he's constantly unstoppable, and I don't know what's real and what's not real. And I'm trying to dex his heavies with my peripheral vision, and it's not working. I keep getting smashed by them, and I'm making up myself a spot in the corner to put myself in timeout after I inevitably expect myself to die in this fight. And I end up getting pushed to a special 3, and it was just a lucky special 3, and I throw that. And that gets me out of the situation. I'm able to collect myself, and I'm able to get myself out of the fight, but it was nuts. So it's coming up right here. So I'm just gonna, I had a little bit of fun with this part, because it was kind of stupid that it even happened in the first place. We really shouldn't have UI bugs like this in competitive war. So right here, it shows him being unstoppable, but he's not really unstoppable because I can stun him. But that hasn't clicked in my head yet. And here I get backed into the corner.
Please do something! Not yet! That's right, darling. Charlie's not gonna last much longer! Fight back! Not yet! They can't! Now!
Alright, so I had a little bit of fun with that. That was just luck that I ended up getting pushed to a special 3. Granted, I was dodging 1 out of the 2 hits of his heavy, or 1 out of 3 hits, I'm not entirely sure, but coming out of this, I was able to kind of put together in my head that if I could stun him while it showed him being unstoppable, he wasn't really unstoppable. But again, I didn't know if everything moved over 1 or what, so I was just parry 1 hit, gets me out of the fight. That's a really stupid bug to have in competitive war. Now moving on, we have this Powersnack Doom. I have a Mr. F Petrify pre-fight on him. That is going to turn off his abilities. So he won't be able to activate Aura when he throws a special one. That will make it so it's not unblockable. I can either choose to dex it or I can block it. I just have to refresh the Mr. F by knocking him down. Whether that's a heavy or a special, it don't matter. And then we don't have to worry about Power Snack or MD because we can't get buffs, and we are going to pause ours naturally as we bait and dex his special ones. So that's a cool part of this fight, even though I blocked that one. Now, I don't need all of these power control debuffs until he reaches the midway point of his life. Right there. I don't know if I took my hand off the screen a little bit or if the game just decided that I was going to get hit, but I could have sworn I was blocking. I don't need the power control debuffs until he reaches 50%, because that's when backup recovery is going to trigger, and I don't want that to push him to a special 2, because I will have to block that, and that thing sucks taken against your block. It's a lot of block damage. So right there we trigger backup recovery, but we have plenty of power control. And then from here on out, we don't have to worry about any aspects of the node. As long as we keep refreshing this Mr. F debuff, we don't have to worry about his abilities. It's just a matter of winning the health battle and getting him down. But he is quite tanky, so I think it's an R4. So it's going to take a little bit with just regular hits, and we're going to have to bait a lot of special ones. That special 2 chunked him pretty good, though. I think he's probably going to throw 2 more special ones after that one there, just to get him down that last 11%. And then moving into section 2, I'm going to be on path 8. I have a Hulkbuster for the first fight, an Ultron for the second fight, and then a Mojo Mini at the end of that I've taken quite a few times. The plan for this Hulkbuster fight is going to be the same as section 1, except the Rich Get Richer on these 2 nodes gives power gain of 12% of borrowed power per second. So normally I would take this fight and the Ultron fight with a Power Start 1, but that is a convenient Power Start 1. I don't actually need it. So in the beginning of this fight, Hulkbuster is going to be winning the Rich Get Richer battle. But as soon as I get my first buff, which is relatively quickly, I just turn it off for both of us, and then it doesn't take long for me to take the lead on buffs and make the Rich Get Richer work to our advantage. I do end up hitting this guy twice while he is unstoppable this fight. I'm not entirely sure if I had UI PTSD from that Heimdall fight, if I was nervous, but overall, this war was a very bad war for me. I did not play well in it, and I guess you can just chalk that up to you have good days and you have bad days, because that's the only thing that I can piece together. So we drop our special 3 here. This is going to make our cooking meter go faster. It's going to allow us to get more buffs quicker. And then from here on out, it's just going to be a matter of paying attention to his own armor and the global armors triggering. Going to stick to my special. See, so I throw my special 1 there into the unstoppable. I don't get punished for it, but that was just a silly mistake. I'm going to use my special 1 a lot in this fight. 1, to keep his buffs down, even though the Rich Get Richer is completely on our side right now. But 2, anytime Venompool eats an armor, he gets a chunky regen, and it's kind of nice to not have to use pots. So this Ultron fight, I really didn't know when Ultron triggered his own armor buffs, but I knew that he could. So I went and I dueled him a couple times just to see, and I realized that if I just parry him, hit him normal, don't hit his block, and don't let him parry me, he's not going to get armors from his own abilities. At that point, it's just going to be from the global every 10 seconds. So between watching the global and watching his evade timer, It's just going to be hitting in those windows between the two. And sometimes those windows are big, sometimes they're small. That's probably the biggest problem that I had with this fight, was watching both of those things at times. I think I throw a special 2 right as the evade timer is about to trigger at one point, and he evades the special 2, but he doesn't punish me. So that was a bit of luck. I had a lot of luck this war overall. I won't complain about that. And then from here on out, we have the rich get richer working on our side. We have a degen on him because Venom Pool, very conveniently enough, degens robots that are bleed immune. That was another reason that it makes him really good for this fight. Right there. Throw my special 2, evade timer triggers, he evades. It's no biggie though. And then this is the last fight that I'm going to be using Venom Pool for. So I'm not worried about not getting out of it with full health or eating an armor to build my health up. Now, moving into this Mojo fight on 47. I'm not going to be using a Power Start 1 this time. That, I feel, is a convenient Power Start 1 as well. It's not a necessary one. I think I used one for the Doom fight too. I think I used 2 this war. And I don't even think the Doom fight 1 was necessary after doing the Doom fight. I just hadn't fought Doom in God knows how long. So I did that just out of convenience. But this fight here, very easily manageable. It's just a dash back, parry. Pause the debuffs, get the kinetic to get reversed. I get parried there. I think that's the second time I've been parried in this war, and I'm pretty sure Mangog parries me too. The AI was on point. We're gonna wait out this indestructible and not be too eager about throwing our special 2 like I sometimes am. At one point in this fight as well, I think that I've parried him, and I go to throw a heavy, but my parry did not stick, or I didn't time it right, or what. And I throw a heavy into nothing, and I get punished for it. Right there. Yep. Could have sworn I parried that, but what are you gonna do? So after I come out of that, I roll back. I see him, he's coming in. I just throw the special to get the special intercept, and I just finish him up there. So moving into this Mangog, I have a Mr. F pre-fight. I'm going to treat it like I don't, and I'm going to play it the same way that I would if I didn't, but playing it that way will refresh the Mr. F anyway, because I'm going to make sure that I get 3 exhaustions on, so that's 3 heavies, and each one of those will refresh the Mr. F as I knock him down from it. Now, I think I managed to keep the Mr. F pre-fight applied this whole fight, but I felt like it took away from me playing the fight that I normally play, trying to keep it maintained the whole time, because I end up losing a wither at one point. I keep the Mr. F on though, so I mean it definitely still helps with the power control. Yeah, I get parried right there. That was cool. It definitely helps with the power control, and it didn't change the way the fight goes. Trying to keep it up and managing it. The only thing it changed was normally I'd have 2 withers on, and they would be paused, and they would still be very healthy. Right now I have 1 wither. It's almost halfway gone. So I just feel like it because I was working more heavies in to pause that debuff, it changed the way that I played the pausing of my own debuffs game. But as you can see, his power is getting reversed either way, so it doesn't necessarily matter. It's just a different way to play the fight, and we're gonna wrap that up there. We do end up winning this war. We went 150-2, and the last I checked, they were 140-10. And that is all she wrote. Thank you very much for watching.